Welcome back to the show, folks. In case you just joined us, it's Greg Ferrera's our Real Estate Rescue, KIDO Talk Radio, 580 AM and 107.5 FM. Hey, what a fantastic weekend here in fall. It's September. Maybe it's Saturday at 10 or Sunday afternoon at 5, or maybe you've gone back into the website, realestaterescueidaho.com, and you're listening to a past show because you just want to hear Greg's voice. It puts you to sleep and, it relaxes you. Yeah, there we go. Ha ha. Anyway, thanks for joining me, folks. Glad you're here. I don't want to forget to mention one of our amazing sponsors, All For You Electrical. Jez and his team do a fantastic job. Folks, I'm out with you all in the community all the time, at houses, working with people, meeting people. And it's been difficult to find good contractors, folks, we can trust. They're not going to take advantage of you. They're going to show up, do a good job, be polite, not make a mess. I mean, the list goes on and on. The folks at All For You Electrical, you can count on them. Jez does a good job. His team does a great job. They show up on time. They're fair. They charge fair. They don't make a mess. They're polite. They're respectful. They do a great job. And, for many of us, taking care of our homes, I say this all the time, is a simple task. But when it comes to DIY, that stands for do it yourself, a lot of us, including me, my hands up, can get challenged with some of the minor repairs that we have around our homes. But when it comes to electrical things, different ball game. Please be careful. Don't get shocked. Call Jez. You can reach him at 208-794-7431. Folks, we're coming into fall, so it might be time to hook up lights, unhook lights, maybe hook up heating systems. Who knows? It's going to start getting dark in the early afternoon. So if you want some help, all types of services, home and business, estimates and consultations, always free. Give Jez a call. 208-794-7431. 794-7431. And you can reach all of us at realestaterescueidaho.com. All right, let's get back to it. We were talking about the stats. Wow, folks, there's a lot of vacant homes around the valley just waiting to be called your new home. That means there's a lot of sellers, right, who are potentially a little frustrated. So I think I shared the other day, we're working on it. We do a YouTube channel. It's called Real Estate Rescue with Greg Ferrera. If you want to get on there, play on the YouTube thing. This is a new thing for me, right? Those of you listening to the show, I'm an old school guy. I'm just happy to shake your hand, come to your house. Hey, Roy, if you're listening, it was an honor to meet you this past week. Folks, that's the greatest gift I have, is when you call, send a note, I get to come meet with you. You don't have to be buying or selling. Maybe you're looking for some advice. Maybe you want to know about decorating. And I don't mean decorating. Decorating, that's not my expertise. But should we put a fence in? Should we do this to the house? Should we update? Should we paint? What should we do? Should we put windows in? What are the most valuable things we can do for our home? Let me know. Consultations are free. I don't bite. I show up. I am polite, honest. I want to do a good job. This is real. We've been doing the show a long time here. So let me know if you'd like some help. Real Estate Rescue, Idaho.com, and the phone, the cell phone. Give me a call. No answering service. 208-559-0590. I joke and say, if you have lipstick or whatever you got, you can write that down. 208-559-0590. Hey, I'm having fun today. Lots going on. We're in the fall. The weather's changing. I am excited. I want to talk about a couple things. I was thinking about this, as I always do, inside the mind of a buyer. That sounds interesting. Well, Greg, do you read minds? I think my wife does, but I'm for sure that I don't. But doing this for 30 years and working with people every single day, I'm getting questions, I'm hearing comments, I'm paying attention. We're in homes, we're showing homes, we're still showing lots of homes and helping people get moved and helping people, more importantly, make decisions. That's a big deal, folks. Once we make the offer and get excited about the house, then it's the process. But it's trying to find, you've never heard this before, the right one, right? We're buying a home. Home is where the heart is. We're not buying a pair of shoes because there's a bunch of places we can get shoes online, right? You just order them. Well, harder to do with a home because a home's where the heart is. The home is it's a living, I don't want to say breathing thing, but it almost is. They change through the seasons. Watch a vacant home. Let it sit for 6 months, then go in there. Yeah. So let's talk about inside the mind of a buyer. Greg, this sounds interesting. Okay. Buyers today, they don't want a deal. They don't. They want to pay top dollar. They understand the market. They understand interest rates a little higher. And sellers, they've come off this amazing historical rush of pricing and a lottery for homes. It's just amazing. Yeah. Greg, come on, inside the mind of a buyer. Folks, like I always say, there's 4 questions in real estate. 2 of them belong to the buyer. How much out of their pocket and how much a month? If you want to write that down, there's 4, but 2 for the buyers. How much money comes out of their pocket and how much a month? Anything that we buy, any large purchases, vehicles, anything like that, we're going to finance. We want to know what's our down payment, our money out of our pocket. And for a home, it's not just down payment. Folks, there's several things. When I meet with buyers, I go through that list pretty extensively. I don't want you to have surprises, right? I'm just going to go, uh-oh, Greg, you forgot to mention that the home inspection is $500. We didn't budget for that. Yeah, that's not going to happen here. We cover all of this. That's part of my passion. I am proud of that. I don't want you to be excited. You need to have fun in the process. I'm the one that needs to worry about the details, not you. So, in the mind of a buyer, they want to get a deal. So once they figure out how much out of their pocket and how much a month it's going to be, they start shopping. Well, this isn't a surprise to some of you, but I'm sharing this with sellers today. Buyers, folks, for the most part, shop up. Now, every now and then, one of you is pretty practical. Let's say you qualify with your financial situation at 400. And you say, Greg, I'm going to look at 350. Okay, I understand. But I'll tell you, that's not the norm. Most people that are approved at 400, they're looking at 450. And they say, well, Greg, we heard on the show, we listened to you, you can get us a deal, right? Hey, the sellers are motivated. That's the conversation we're having. That's what happens. So, in the mind of a buyer, they want a deal. They've done their work. They're ready to go. They're approved. That's not easy. They've done their part. They understand their piece. Now, they want to go find a deal. So what's been happening with a lot of buyers, they're shopping with patience. Well, Greg, that's pretty normal. Don't all buyers shop with patience? Well, let's go back a couple years. I know we were talking about this. A couple weeks ago, I was doing a class. We were all reminiscing when we'd walk up to show a home and there'd be 15 cars in the driveway and on the street and people in line trying to get into the house. Patience may be a virtue, but at that time, being virtuous and being patient wasn't going to get you the home. That was a little rough. So we're coming away from that. Today, buyers have patience. A lot of them are willing to wait. Unless they're being forced, they're willing to wait. That's allowing them to look at more homes, to watch the market. And, a lot of them are tied into I call it Zillow and Twillo, these websites that have notifications. So when a home does a price reduction, they get notified. Well, folks, when a home is listed at $595 and they reduce the price by $5,000, I can't share with you on radio what the buyers call and tell me. Hey, what are they doing? I can't really tell you. It's sometimes a little colorful. 5,000 is not enough. Now I'm hoping after the break we'll get to the mindset of the sellers. But the buyers are looking for deals. Now, what else does a buyer have to deal with? Guess what? Home inspection. Sellers do too, but a buyer has to deal with that. And here's what I'll share with you. Was in a home this last weekend. Wonderful couple. Just great people. And we went through the home, nice home. They've been looking for a little while, a couple months, actually. Paying attention, have their ducks in a row, got their dollars, their finances together. Really, and a good couple, they work together, communicate really well. We went through this home, and they liked it. It was a little bit, 2015, 2016, I think. So it's not an older home. It's, 9, 10 years old. And we looked, and they made a note of some things, and the sellers had left, where you hang your art. He left some of those nails up and left some things up, and the home hadn't been actually cleaned very well. It wasn't in bad shape. Great neighborhood. I'm not naming the neighborhood. It's in Meridian. Really top-notch neighborhood. And that's one of the things that attracted him to it. And he calls me the next day and he said, we've talked, and it appears that, Greg, after we move in, it would cost us $15,000 to $20,000 to get that house where we'd want it to be. Just because it's a little bit run down and wasn't taken care of ideally. So they're going to pass and move on and keep looking. He said, but if they drop the price more, let me know, right? There you go. Price again. They're looking for a deal. But buyers are doing their homework and understand what's involved. If a home needs a furnace, we talk about this all the time. We're going to talk about it here in a minute with the sellers, because the sellers have all the systems. And the sellers have to pay attention. What are we selling? Are we just selling the drive up and the home looks great, but our furnace is 30 years old and our roof is outdated? Those are some conversations we need to have. All right, Greg, time gets by so short. If you want some help, time goes by, gets by. Time goes by really short, especially when I'm having fun. All right, if you want some help, you let me know. Real Estate Rescue, Idaho.com, that's the website. I love the phone calls. I prefer the phone calls. Website's fine, but phone calls are great. 208-559-0590. Again, 208-559-0590. Thanks for tuning in. Hope you're having a fantastic weekend. If you want some help, let me know. We need to take a quick commercial break. You're tuned into KIDO Talk Radio, 580 AM and 107.5 FM. It's Greg Ferreira's our Real Estate Rescue. We're going to talk about the mindset of a seller as soon as we get back. Don't you dare go away. Hey folks, Greg Ferreira here. Thanks for joining me here on the show. Hope you're having fun, getting entertained. We were just talking about the mindset of a buyer. What are buyers thinking? What are they doing? There is opportunity out there. Folks, I don't bite. Reach out. We've been doing the show for years. I'm working out here with lots of folks. Doesn't matter where you're from, what price range you're in. I work with everybody. You let me know if I can help you. Real Estate Rescue, Idaho.com. Consultations always free. The phone, 208-559-0590. 559-0590. Give me a call. Be great to hear from you. Hey, stand by. We'll be back to the show in just a moment.